family? Welcome back to Larry's Anything Goes. Hopefully, you guys having a great and exceptional evening. Alrighty, so you see behind me, if you remember the movie known as Us, I just had an epiphany. I was like, you know what? I never did make a rant about this movie. It was a great movie, even though it was 2 years ago. Um, so basically, the plot, if you've never seen the movie Us, it basically talks about how I'm reading the definition verbatim here. How we as a country in the United States of America try to rename, reclaim, and wash out the stains of the past as if that will just make everything better. The movie opens up on Hands Across America, a statement of unity that was supposed to be the we are all one, racism is over, moment of the 80s, blah, 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 blah. All right. And then when you really get to the plot of the movie, an acclaimed husband and daughter return to the beachfront home where one young lady, the wife, grew up as a child, haunted by a traumatic experience from the past. The child grows increasingly concerned that something bad is going to happen. Her worst fears, soon become reality when four masked strangers descend upon the house, forcing the Wilsons into a fight for survival. When the masks come off, the family is horrified to learn that the attacker takes the appearance of one of them. Now, how does this relate to everyday life in today's world? And especially given the fact that, it's become the new norm in not most states, but with a lot of people. Even myself, I still wear a mask every time I go out in public, as far as to a store or something to that effect. Even when I'm at the gym, I'm still wearing a mask. It's a personal thing. If you don't wear your mask, it's cool too. I'm not going to argue with people about this stuff because we live in the era now where everybody wants to debate how one's supposed to use the restroom. So I don't do drama. As you see, the shirt says, the back of it says I do business. So if you want to argue about something, if it ain't about this or it ain't about my life on the line, then I really don't even have to have a discussion. And if it doesn't specifically affect your day to day, then don't worry about it. That's my mindset on that as well. But the movie Us really gets into the nuts and the bolts of today's world in regards to how people in so many various different ways love to wear masks, not just from a medical perspective, but just wear a mask and a fake mask to hide who they really are. People like to be fake, and people are rewarded for being fake and who they really aren't. People are rewarded on a regular basis for being somebody that they're truly not, playing a character. And I'm not talking about actors and actresses, and I'm not talking about comedians. I'm not talking about singers and rappers and things of that nature. I'm talking about just everyday working people. They're rewarded for this on a regular basis for playing the part. And me personally, I'm not a big fan of playing a part. I'm a big fan of being who you are and being a fan of embracing who you are so that you can become the best person that you can be at the end of the day. Because we live in a society that it's like I said in my last video, I think that's why the majority of the movies suck in Hollywood, because not even just the PC political correct stuff, but just because there's just no je ne sais quoi to the movies. There's no real action pack to it, if outside of the fantasy. The storylines, the majority of the time, it's just like, sometimes you want to be able to see something, and I'm speaking for me personally, that you could actually relate to. Newsflash, I'm not a superhero. I'm not going to ever be a superhero. And I know I'm not going to be a superhero. I'm not going to be Ant-Man. I'm not going to be Spider-Man. I'm not going to be Spider-Man and whatnot. So, with that being said, I can't really relate to these fantasy movies. But I know the majority of the public relate to it. Why? Because obviously that's why Netflix and Hollywood keeps continuously making these movies, because somebody relates to it out there. But when it comes to a movie like Us, I relate to it because I know, even though it's a fictional horror movie, I relate to it because it shows an experiment gone wrong. Excuse me. Where you have basically a factory of people being made, and they're basically being cloned to look like the people that usually visit the beach of the specific area, and it looks like it's Northern California and whatnot. And they're cloning these people, and none of them can speak. The only reason why the one main character, which you see behind me, she could speak because she was actually the one. I'm spoiling the movie here because the movie's been out for a couple of years. So I'm not really spoiling anything. Because she was the one that could, only clone that could actually speak is because she was actually kidnapped by her clone and chained to a bed to where she could not actually leave the colony and whatnot. And that her actual clone could not speak, and it took a while for her parents to be able to go through therapy and things of that nature in order for her to be able to speak again and things of that nature. So, but it's a good movie in the fact that it makes you face your fears. It puts you people in a position to where it's all or nothing. And a lot of times, majority of society always operates at the best, their best on all levels when they have an all or nothing situation. So, just wanted to put that out there. Right now we're in an all or nothing situation in the United States of America, or really just around the world, when it comes to supply chain issues, when it comes to health issues, when it comes to economic issues, when it comes to a lot of issues. And all I can say is, whether it's a lot or a little, do your best to put your best foot forward to ensure that you fight through the issues that you're going to face on a regular basis. Because it's one thing to have a good time, and I'm all for it, but there's an enemy out there that's bigger than any of us can actually desire. I mean, any of us can actually see, and we got to be able to be ready to combat the enemy / adversary on a regular basis. All right, because you just never know when you might be put into an us situation. Because I believe right now we're put in a us situation. We're combating an enemy that we can't see, and that's something to think about. All right. So do the great thing for things. Like, share, and subscribe. Have a great day. As I always say, make money moves or you're going to live, bro, like a fool. Take care, family.